Hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a 35-degree Wednesday, the 3rd of April. It's up to 42 now. It's recovering fast, but it's supposed to be off and on rain throughout the day, both here and in Vancouver. I think the high is like basically right at around 50, so it's kind of going back to fall. Imagine that. But anyway, it's not raining at the moment. It's beautiful, it's peaceful. Birds are out singing and carrying on. Things are blooming everywhere. It's wonderful. So let's head on out and get a work day busted out. See what kind of adventures face us today. I like the blue skies. That's not looking real happy though. What do you think, Danny boy? 45 degrees and has been raining here. Everything's wet. There's like this big squall line that's running across. You can see it pretty good. It's up on a bridge over there, but it's hump day, Mama.
It is. Just gonna get on the other side.
Yeah. Oh, the police must be here. Probably gonna pick up one of the bikes. Well, there's only one here at the moment, but there's another one I think getting dropped off. But anyway, let's go in there and bust out a work day. What you reckon?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Have a good day there, Mama.
You too, happy.
Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye now.
Bye.
It's a little too slow to get out here. You'll see it bouncing. It's like sleeting out here. It was hailing just a few minutes ago. Springtime in the Pacific Northwest. Gotta love it. It's been a crazy weather day out there. I mean, 1 minute it's sunshine and warm. I got the doors open. Next minute, doors are shut and the heaters are on. I even had the air conditioners on down here yesterday. Well, they're off now. So, you know, the R13GS that, geez, it had, I don't know, like 17 or not 7 or, I think when you clear it, it opens up with like 13 codes, and it's all related to, you know, powering down non-essentials and all this crazy stuff. So, you know, finally, Tim put the thing together, had all the codes. So finally I had time today to hook it up to Diagnostic and run a measures plan on it. And out of all those codes, there's basically 3 measures plans. And all of them pointed towards the battery. And it says to test the battery. Well, this thing, you know, it's got like 13.38 volts. I mean, the battery's perfect. But nowadays, there is a sensor that plugs into them. It's still got the cap on it because there's the new battery out of it right there. Well, there's a sensor that plugs into the battery. So I'm wondering if it's something to do with that, or I mean, I don't know. So the reason this bike it's been taken out of the crate. And anyway, so I pulled the battery out of this because it keeps saying the battery's fine. I mean, the battery's the cause. So I take that battery, put it in this. Guess what? All the codes go away. Ugh, really weird. Now in the setup manual, when you're putting the battery in, they want you to pull it out and test it, you know, charge it if it needs it. And then when you put it together, you take this, it's just a dummy cap to keep it protected. This is the size of the switch, about like that. Well, actually, this would be that little bridge right there. So anyway, you plug this in first, and then there's a special way you gotta route all them cables. That's really fun. But it ends up nice and neat when you're done. This is your aerial antenna, the little cover that goes over the battery. It clips into that thing right in there. Little circular deal. But you plug the sensor in first, then you connect the battery terminals. Now that's the way I've done them, and I hadn't had no problems. But I know when Tim was hooking that, this was his first 1300, and as soon as he fires the thing off, he had the bike kind of backed it in over there by the tester, diagnostic. And then it says, battery sensor. It mentioned something about the sensor. And I go, oh, you didn't plug in the battery sensor. Well, he's already got it running on the computer. Well, he reaches down and plugs the thing in. And then we look up and there's just this plethora of codes popping up across there. So I wonder, because the manual or the setup manual tells you to plug this in first before you connect the battery terminals. So maybe we should have stopped, paused, disconnected the battery, plugged the sensor in, then reconnect the battery. It's a lithium. It doesn't weigh anything. It's actually shocking how light that thing is. But anyway, maybe we did something. Who knows? But it's the battery. And I'd hate to imagine what that thing cost. I'm sure a chunk of change, I would imagine. And the no start issue with this G310R. So I plug the thing in, it has a failure to reckon no input from the crank position sensor. And anyway, it clears. Well, if you're not trying to start the engine, it won't throw the code. So I cleared the code, and I thought, well, if it's a sensor, all I got to do is start the thing, and it'll trigger the crank sensor again, just to verify stuff, start taking stuff apart and diagnosing. Well, so I hit the start button, boom, this light right off. But I had the BMW charger connected to it. So I get through with everything, and I get the thing off, and I park it over here. And that just seemed weird. That why do I got this crank position sensor and it runs fine? It ran a little rough to start with, so I reset adaptive values and all that stuff because this thing's been putting around out, being tossed around by people learning how to ride motorcycles or pass their whatever to get their motorcycle endorsement. So I take it off, and I got this Spyder to look at, and I messed with the BMW right quick, and that's when I discovered the battery. So it's been sitting over here for a while, and I reach up, and well, it'll do it right now. It acts like the battery's weak. So I get my tester, test the battery. The voltage is correct, 100% health, 100% charged. It's not the battery. So maybe it is the crank sensor. I'm sure when I plug it back in, it's probably going to say something about the crank sensor again. But is that pausing causing it? What's the deal? So I need to get it back on my rack and do a little more investigating on this thing. We had one. The only problem we've ever had, this is the first, I mean, how many years has these things been out? There's some people concerned that these things are built in India. Dude. And these are this is BMW quality through and through. It is 100% tier 1 quality, and the price is not bad. You think that being a BMW would be through the roof. Well, it's not. It costs less to build things in India. BMW is passing that on. These are very reasonable. Tons and tons. We sell the holy heck out of these things. One of the very first ones we got that I had, if you guys remember way back when, and they had lipped the seal with a water pump. No, not the water pump. It was on the other side. Yeah, it was a crankcase breather that's over here. And they had lipped that seal. No, I can't get to it. Well, it separated the crankcase breather from an oil passageway. I think it's, lubing the stator, whatever it was. Well, anyway, so it was allowing oil to go up the breather and go into the intake manifold. And the thing ran fine, but the customer said, I'd back off, taking a freeway exit or whatever, and just bellow smoke out. Well, at first I couldn't get it to do it. And I did, and I noticed that the intake was full of oil. So one thing led to another, found that lipped seal. So I think why do I want to say it was the water pump side for some reason? No, it was definitely the stator side. But it's funny, when I went to level 3 on brakes and stuff, they'll just kind of flip through up on the big screen, you know, different bulletins and stuff they see. And lo and behold, there is my G310. I go, hey, so that's our bike. I found that thing. Dang, how about that? But this if this turns out to be a crank position sensor, this will be the second problem we ever had with them. So yeah, people freak out about things being built in India. I look at the track record of Royal Enfields. They've been built in India since 50-something, 52, 54. A long time ago. Just because it's India doesn't mean it's garbage. And this is, you know, the company that's doing this is TSV. They're like the third largest non-US motorcycle manufacturer. They build scooters. They take that same engine. They got race bikes, all kinds of stuff out of these things. Nothing wrong with them things. And they are built like a Swiss watch at a very reasonable price. Yeah, trouble-free. And the other thing, too, is, you know, some people freaking out about, you know, the 750, 850, and 900s being built, and the engines being built in China. We've never had a single problem. Not one. And I'd hate to think I'm in and we sold out of here. I have literally never had a problem with one. I don't know anybody. So I don't think we've ever... If the warranty claim was something cosmetic or something unrelated to the motor. So, yeah. People kind of got this hang up. If it's not built in Germany, Japan, or the U.S., that automatically it's some cheap junk. It's definitely, absolutely, positively not. But, anyway. This one, I guess, is, got some crazy voltage spikes. They and the VCM was detecting it. The VCM controls, you know, the vehicle stability and your ABS and all that stuff. It's sensitive. If there's voltage spikes, you know, that thing needs to live in a comfortable environment to do its job. So, check the battery. I could literally unscrew the battery bolts with my fingers. And he also threw a code, and oddly enough, that's what he brought it back for. He was in sometime, I don't know what he had done to it. Tires, service, oil change, I don't know. It wasn't me. And anyway, he's come back. I guess last year or something, we replaced the brake fluid level sensors in it. I knew the guy that used to own this thing. And he was a long-time customer. I don't think he rides anything anymore. But anyway, cable replaced the sensors, and I guess it came back on. And there was showing that there was an occurred fault. But there's this certain way on the old reservoirs, this is the old double cup reservoirs, there's a certain way I fill those things, and I don't have that issue. But I tested it. There's two places you test the sensors. Then you go to the VCM with a connector and pin 4 to ground. It should be zero resistance, and everything's testing what it is. I forget what the 2.4 ohms or something the sensors themselves are supposed to have. It. You can't really go by that because I've seen that be false. It shows that it should be good, and they're not. But they're brand new. Yeah, it's like immaculate in there. It almost looks like the whole reservoir got replaced or something. I've never seen one so clean, especially being a 2015. Anyway, it needs to be taken out for a good test ride. Now, weird voltage spikes, you know, loose battery terminals. Man, the amount of problems we found from that. Anyway, been just a busy little boy down here all by my lonesome. Tim's off until Friday, so it's just me hanging out. Having a good old time. Hanging with the Beamers and the Spyders. Anyway. Seems like it's been a minute or two since I broke the old OK10 out. I drug her out. I don't even know where the battery's at on it. I'm sure it needs... it's probably going to die on me. That's those sounds. Because even though the motor is just like glass smooth and everything just crawls nice and slow, there must be some internal, pulsing going on in there. This makes the coolest sound. Although, I couldn't hear it, but the camera picked up when I was running the Red Cat, the Ascent Fusion. There was some crazy clicking going on in there that the camera picks up that I didn't hear. That was not the normal sound. I think that was that front differential coming apart. I did fix the front, and it's crazy. The thing ran a whole lot quieter after I was done. A whole lot quieter. So I think we were witnessing the sound of disassembly going on. Sure love this old truck. It's just a big old galoot. It's cool how many people crawl with these high trails. One bite. Must be some slickery stuff on there. Because there's been a couple trucks now that normally just crawl right over that thing. I've struggled just a little bit. I can see Danny and them are digging holes out here again. What's really cool about these is, being able to turn the diff locks off, and they'll turn on a dime. Because you don't have any of that, pushing and binding. Oh, what do we got laying? Oh, they done dug that board that's sitting up out back there. I don't know if that'll make it up, that thing. Yeah, we got a challenge right there, don't we? Here we are. We got to get... Oh, it's still not going to grab it. But it's going to grab it in a wrong spot. I need it to be... Come on. Oh. Now we got it. Anyway, I thought I'd just come out here and goof around a little bit. I had the camera on me. I thought I'd just jump in and say, hey. But that's a good day today. Nice and relaxing. Sitting here playing with RC cars and just tinkering around. Just kicking back. Well, hello there, YouTube. Look at this. Caught it in between rain out here.
Yes.
It's actually nice right above us. Well, you can see behind us. That's not looking real healthy. Looks like it could be nice for a while out here. Actually, that sun pops out. It's going to be too bright because that sun would blast us right in the face.
Yes, it would.
I think sunset's at 7:45 tonight. Heck yeah. That's crazy. Was it last night? It was 8:30 and it was just coal black dark. And I was thinking, man, it won't be too long ago that 8:30 the sun's well in the sky,
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. Sunset at like 9:15 or something like that. I can't even imagine.
I know it. I like that.
Come out here at 11:30 at night and walk around. The twilight, just the longer the days are, the longer the twilight is afterwards too. It's like in the mornings, you can see the skies lighting up back there long before sunset. It's really cool. But, it doesn't last forever. And then that dark of winter comes afterwards.
Yes, it does.
But anyway, we both had busy days. Almost feels kind of like summer, but it doesn't have the full kick to it. But,
yeah,
it's definitely not the quietness that it's been. But anyway, I reckon on that we're gonna bail out.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Thursday or Friday.
Heck yeah. All right.
We see you in the morning.
Yep. Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye.